Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Skyler Eckenrode.
And I'm Tim Hoffman. This is Tim and Skinny after Best Way. Sorry you guys had to miss out this week.
Sucks to suck.
All right, starting off our countdown at number 10. You guessed it, folks. Smitty. You're 1-6 after a really close loss to Bert. We were all pulling for you. Sweezum just put you out of reach. This week, you look good, though. You put up almost 100 points. That was a great effort. Brady looks like he could be your solution at quarterback now. He's finally getting back into the Tom Brady form we expect. 23 points, Cam Elliott at 14. You made the right choice with your quarterbacks. Forte, 20-point-plus performance again for the third straight week. After a really slow start for you, Forte's coming around. Could help you in the stretch here towards the end of the season. But the problem for your team is your tight ends. Witten has not been over 10 points once this season. Charles Clay, your backup, had 3 points max a week until this week when he had 11. So your tight end position is very weak. You're going to have to pick up somebody. There's a lot of good tight ends out there on the waiver wire. You might want to look at picking up one.
I hear that Donnell guy's available. He's pretty good.
Donnell, yeah, a little inconsistent, but that's okay. But your other problem is you had Pierre Thomas in your flex. Now that Ingram's back this week, he's going to be splitting carries, and I feel that off of Ingram's fast start this season, now that he's back from injury, Ingram's going to see a lot more of the ball, so he might become less of an option for you.
All right, then. Coming in at number 9, the amazing 40-point performance himself, Keebler. Keebler, just wow. Fucking wow, man. Your team is bad. Your wide receiving trio of Brandon Cooks, James Jones, and Torrey Smith is as intimidating as you, Brady, and Dan in a three-way. I mean, the matchups just aren't right there. You're starting Joe Flacid as your quarterback. You have no bench player over 40 points except Brian Hoyer. You drop Nick Foles for some ungodly reason. Your season is spiraling out of control, so it's about ready to drive you home, Keeb. It's not looking good, buddy. You're starting Kyrie Robinson and Isaiah Crowell this week. They're not even starters on their own team, and you're starting them for your fantasy football team. You played. Jimmy Graham's coming back. I guess you got that to look forward to. That's about it. That's the only bright spot you have, Keeb. You better hope that Tim and Jarrett and Smitty don't keep playing like they are, because they're going to catch you, and you're going to be on the outside looking in at the playoffs if it keeps up. So better keep your fingers crossed, Keeb.
Keeb, I just want to add that TD, my opponent this week, could have played Russell Wilson and his kicker and beat your whole fucking team. So this is an intervention. You better get your shit together. I know I put a curse on you whenever I said you're not going to win the rest of the season, but I'm not revoking the curse, so fuck you, Keeb. All right, coming in number 8, TD. TD, I don't even know if you watch the power rankings. You're too busy out in Illinois fucking bitches and making money. So, I mean, good for you. You're 2-5. You've been on a steady decline. Rivers, 14 points. I know he's number 2 overall fantasy quarterback. I don't hate that you started him. Russell Wilson just had a great week, 38 points. If you would have put Russell Wilson in, just for shits and gigs, you would have had 83 points this week. You would have beat me if you would have played Wilson. Lynch, number 5 fantasy running back, only got 6 points for the second straight week in a row. He's really killing your team. I know you drafted him pretty high. You expected a big workload out of him, but he's just not producing. And you only have 3 starters over 10 points this week. That really helped me beat you, because otherwise you would have crushed me. Your bench is weak. Besides Wilson, you only had one player over 10 points, and Spiller and Green are both out. Spiller's going to be out a while, so probably the rest of the season. Yeah. So you're going to need to find somebody to put in there. Maybe look at the waiver wire, pick somebody up.
And TD, we still got the Team DePaffy name. Maybe I know you're a busy guy, but just type in something. Maybe
some letters and numbers. Yeah, I don't care anything. Make it an algebra equation.
Tim's a faggot.
Yeah, Tim's a faggot.
Jarrett sucks.
Yep. Bert's a pussy.
Bert's a pussy. Yeah, yep.
That's great. I love that.
But anything better than Team DePaffy.
Speaking of Bert's a pussy, coming in at number 7, we have Berticus himself. Bert, you dropped to 3-4. fuck you. Actually, you move up to 3 and 4. Correction. Still, fuck you. You weasel out another win. What do we know? Bert weaseling his way into something. Your kicker got you 14 points, made you beat Smitty. We were all pulling against you, but somehow you win. You have the same pluses every week to your team. It's the same shining stars.
Peyton,
Star, yeah. Peyton, 30 points this week. You expect that out of him. And then every week, it's always the same. You have one running back that goes off. This week it was Bradshaw for 18 points. And you have one of your 2 tight ends goes off. And Gates had 12. Not really a stellar performance, but 12 points is good for a tight end this season. That's pretty much your team, Bert. I don't think that you're going to make it very far if you only have 3 players that consistently put up nice points for you. Your bench this week, only 2 players on your bench scored this week. One had 17 points and one had 1 point. The rest of your team is all hurt or injured. Skinny was right at the beginning of the season when he said, Bert, your team's going to end up at Carnival Hospital because right now you look like a bunch of old, decrepit men.
Yeah, Ridley's on the IR, Bert. You can drop him. He's not playing again this season. You don't have to hold on to him for anything. This isn't a keeper league.
Exactly. So, that's all I got, Bert. Fuck you.
All right, then. Coming in at number 6, moving up 2 spots with his second straight win, Tim Hoffman, my co-host. Tim, you only put up 78 points, but luckily you played TD, who only put up 59. So it's not too hard to win with that. Everyone would have beat TD this week, except, of course, Keebler. You only have one player over 100 points, and that's Jay Cutler. And he's fighting right now. He's his number 1 wide receiver. Fighting with his number 1 wide receiver is never good. And what's depressing is for you, Brandon Oliver is eventually going to be splitting carries with Ryan Matthews when he does make it back. And Oliver's been great for you. He has been. He scored, 19 points this week. It's another stellar performance from him. But, Tim, what's important to realize is only Keeb has scored less points than you. You're going to have, who do you play this week? I'm sure it's something bad, but...
I don't even know, to tell you the truth. Let's look it up. We're looking it up. Hold on,
folks.
We're
just going to look it up. That's what we're going to do. You play me, so now you're going to be 3 and 5. So you tried. But... I don't know what your bye weeks look like. You got to score some points somehow. And Cutler's going up against the hell of a New England Patriots defense. So we'll have to see what happens there. That's about all I have to say about you. So, all right, coming in at number 5, our tumbleweed of the week, Jarrett. Coming in at number 4, we have Beto, falling 1 spot. He's now 4 and 3. Beto, you have a 3-game losing streak. It's been a rough couple weeks for you. Stafford is not playing like a top 10 quarterback. He's currently number 11. He did have 19 points this week, which was a pretty decent week for him. But you're really expecting him to get over that 20-point mark week in and week out. He has that kind of weapon around him. Hopefully when Calvin comes back, he'll be a little better off. But Frank Gore is not scoring. He only had 2 points for you this week. Big shining spot on your team, though. Lamar Miller, now the 11th ranked running back. No Sean Marino is out for the rest of the season. Lamar Miller is going to be their go-to guy. They look to have a really good rushing game, so you do have that to look forward to. You benched Kelvin Benjamin again this week, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Scored another touchdown. I don't know why you keep benching him, but that's up to you. But minus Kelvin Benjamin, your bench looks pretty weak. And, of course, we say last week, you get the total Burt move for not playing Jordan Cameron. And you play Jordan Cameron, and he puts up a big goose egg. I don't know how that happens against Jacksonville. You can't plan for that happening at all. So I'm going to let you off the hook on that one because there's nothing you could have. Jordan Cameron put up a goose egg. No one sees that coming. But Beto, like I said, you're on the 3-game losing streak. You just fell. You were leading the division. Then you were in second. Now you're in 3rd place in the division. So you're on the downslope. Bert's team is eking out wins. So you're going to have to pull yourself together here as we come down the playoff stretch.
All right. Coming in at number 3, we have Diggity Dave. Dave, you move up to 5 and 2 after beating Vita this week. I really like you to keep the name. I was really having a tepid season until...
What?
Tepid. Word of the day.
Word of the week.
Word of the week. Yeah, whatever. It's also the word of the day. Showing little enthusiasm. My team did not have any spark, and then they saw your name, your team name. They got all fucking pissed off, and now they're playing really well. Carson, I really like your Carson Palmer at QB position. He's 30th ranked quarterback. Doesn't really look that good. He's been hurt, but when he's played, he's scored 16-plus points every week that he's played, been a starting quarterback. So 16 points is a really good number. I mean, more would be better, but I'll take 16. That's fine. T.Y. Hilton, he's going to keep being good for you. 11 points this week. I'd expect more monster weeks out of him to come. Le'Veon Bell, number 4 running back. He's always consistent, always a good choice. Steelers like to run the ball just as much as they pass, so it's good. That's a good pick. He also got his first career receiving touchdown this week, so Le'Veon's looking really good. Jeffrey's struggling, though, with Cutler. Cutler just does not want anything to do with his receivers. He'd rather them just run the ball with Forte and hand it off to him. So I'd just keep Jeffrey in there. He's a really good option, but just unlucky this week. You could play Floyd. You have Floyd on your bench. He's had 10 points 2 straight weeks. Before that, he really wasn't on the map, but he might be an option for you if you keep seeing Jeffrey failing. With Palmer back in the lineup, he's going to throw the ball a lot, and Floyd's going to get a lot of receptions from that. But Percy Harvin also is on your bench. I really don't know what to tell you with him. Maybe he might be a good option too coming up if the Jets actually can get him the ball or use him in some way. That might be a good option for you as well. All right, coming in at number 2, we have my co-host Skinny. Skinny moved to 4-3 with the win this week. Skinny had the highest score of the week with 131 points. Shane Vereen, great pickup on the wire, 24 points. He's going to be taking all Ridley's carries.
A lot of luck, though, huh?
A lot of luck. In my opinion, a lot of luck, but it worked out great for you. I wouldn't have expected him to put up 24.
Okay, I wasn't expecting 24. I'll give you that.
Again, Rodgers and Murray. It's the Rodgers-Murray show. 46 points this week combined. Really good.
I beat Keeps' team.
You would have beat Keeps with just those two, the 1-2 punch. You played Garcon on a good week. I mean, you just got lucky. Garcon has a really good week, and then he's off the map for 3 weeks, and he comes back on with a good performance. You played the roller coaster ride. That is Dwayne Allen. You just picked him up, I'm pretty sure. It was one of your little whims. You just get a boner in the morning, and it's in your head that, Dwayne Allen.
He caught a touchdown pass.
He caught a touchdown, yes. But he is a roller coaster ride. He has good weeks and he has bad weeks. So got to keep an eye on him. You have 3 top 10 running backs, in my opinion, on your roster. Your run game is very strong. Murray's the number 1 overall running back. Vereen played like a number 1 this week. And McCoy could be a number 1, in my opinion, if he'd actually play. So, I mean, your team looks really good, but your weakness is your pass game, like we've said. But as long as you keep running, keep your running backs in there, you're going to be just fine.
I wasn't planning on benching him anytime soon, so we're in good shape.
That's right.
All right, then. Coming in at number 1 for I don't even know how many straight weeks. I've lost count. Brent, you're now 6-1, riding a 6-game winning streak. Brent, you're the highest...
Malfunction.
Brent, you're the highest scorer by 150 points over me. I'm second, so you're doing something right. You've scored
doing something right.
Since that first week 80-point performance against TD in the loss. You have 6 straight weeks scoring over 100 points. That is very impressive. What's scary, however, is that your team could be better. Drew Brees is only the 14th best quarterback right now.
Had a great week this week.
He had a good week, 22 points, but could have done better. Again, Jimmy Graham was out. He's supposed to be getting him back this week. The sky's the limits for your team right now. You have 4 players over 100 points, which is the most in the league. Me and Beto are the only other 2 that have 3 players, so you have 1 more than us even. What I found interesting, though, is when I looked at your team, another possible weakness. Week 10, you have 5 players on buys.
Who's he play? I hope it's me.
He plays Jarrett. You've got 5 guys on buys, including 1 running back, your kicker, which really doesn't matter too much. But then your bench is almost gone. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. You play Jarrett, like I said. I don't think Jarrett has Andrew Luck that week. So
Garrett lost. We know that's his team.
I mean, so you might luck out.
He might have the Panthers D though.
So Brent, I don't know what to say. Good draft. You haven't needed to pick anybody up. Everyone on your team has pretty much been drafted there, and they've been performing for you. So good job. That's all I got to say. Before we sign off today, folks, I want to say, Jarrett, that's what you get for bitching about our power rankings every week. You're always on us to do them, and when we do them, you bitch about what we say about your team. So we didn't say anything this week.
So let's hear you bitch about that, slut.
Lesson learned, Jarrett.
Cut the shit, Garrett.